Welcome to another unboxing by theplayersaid.com. I'm Grant. Today I'm unboxing a game that came out in 2015 from Multiman Publishing, Day of Days, The Invasion of Normandy, 1944. This game is designed to cover the first 10 days of the Normandy invasion. It covers all 5 of the beaches: Utah, Omaha, Juneau, Gold, and Sword. And the goal of the game is for the Allies to push as far inland as they can. There are also different scenarios. That there are actually, I think, I want to say 15 or 20 scenarios. We'll look at them here in a little bit. But then the Axis is supposed to stop the invasion, gum the Allies' forces up on the beaches so that they can't push inland and establish a good beachhead. So, really interesting game. It's the standard combat series, and I'm actually really excited about this. I got this on the Geek Market on Board Game Geek. Actually got it for $75 unopened. Pretty lucky. Lucky to have found it. It looks to be in perfect condition. So let's go ahead and crack it open. I pre-ripped the bottom. Let's go ahead. Really nice thick box, good size. That's been my one complaint, I think, that I've had. I've got a couple Multiman Publishing games. The boxes just seem to be kind of chintzy. This one does not appear to be chintzy. It appears to be very, very hardy. So let's go ahead and crack that open. But a very nice box. A great looking spine there. Love the picture of the lone helmet laying there on the beach. You can see the game is designed by Lee Forrester, developed by Dean Essig, and the series designer, once again, the standard combat series designer is Dean Essig. This is a monster game, but I've seen it where it's described as a playable monster, and that's something I'm really interested in. Here is just a little flyer from Multiman Publishing telling you what it should contain, the components, and then giving you some information to contact them if you have any problems. Great customer service. So here is the rule book. It's a monster. It's very, very, very thick. Actually, it looks like this is mostly the orders of battle and the setup. There's probably a rule book. General rules here on the front. Kind of the general rules. There's a look at the unit symbols. Fairly standard symbols there. Yeah, it looks like the first 8 pages are rules, which is kind of surprising. And then the remainder of the book is scenarios and setup. So you'll see this one is the setup for the entire campaign, the Overlord campaign, which takes this from June 6th of 1944 to June 15th, or 10 days. So that's what these are. These are setup for scenario. Wow. My guess is some of these are going to take hours to set up. But it looks awesome. I will say that. I've looked into this game quite a bit. Here's a look, if I can kind of fit that in the screen. This is a look at the way the, I believe, 7 maps are supposed to lay out and create the Normandy beaches. I think there are also some cards that you lay on there to represent some different things. So that's kind of an overall look. So there's the rules. Comes with a 6-sided die. Maybe there's another one in there. It's rare to have just one, but nope, there's only one 6-sided die. Here's the series rules, version 1.7, and these look to be about 8 pages. So yeah, to be honest, this looks like a very playable, fairly low complexity war game, and I think that's good. I want to get into more monster games, and sometimes the monster games scare you away because they're mean and ugly and have so many rules that they're tough to follow. But those are the series rules. Here are, let's see, boy, there's a lot in this box. I'm gonna go ahead and there's a map, beautiful map. There's a card. Here there are There's another reinforcement map set up, or card. Here's 4 counter sheets. I think there's more at the bottom, but let's just get a quick look. Man, there's a lot of counters. This one's going to take me weeks to clip. I usually clip as I sit and watch TV or do something else. Really nice looking counters though. Those are really, really cool. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Yeah, they pop out pretty well. I'm going to break a couple of those off. They're nice. Man, they're nice looking counters. They're the smaller counters, which is fine. I like small counters, especially in a game like this where there's so many of them. So there's a couple of the counters, but here's some counter sheets. Man, there's a lot. There's another look at some others. Let me get that to focus in. Very clear. I like how the numbers are big. You can see the attack, defense, and movement value numbers there in white on the bottom. Really like those, that they're big. Those are in yellow, but really nice counters. Here's the backs of them. Sorry, I'm hitting but you can see the reduced sides. Really nice looking. Assuming these are American counters, the good old American green, GI green. Really nice looking counters though. I'm liking them. Man, there's a lot of them. There's 4 sheets. So that's exciting. I'm going to go ahead and actually just kind of tip the box, and there's another dice. So there were 2 dice, a red and a white one. I was saying it's pretty rare to have just one die. So man, look at these maps. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get through all the counter sheets first. But here's some of the German counters. And then these are just administrative counters here, but get a look there at some of those. There's a Lair Division, 2nd Panzer, 21st Panzer. Those are going to be in reserve and aid you in counterattacking the Allies as they come up on the beach. Yeah, I really like these counters. There's a lot of them too. So there's 6 counter sheets, 7 counter sheets. Lots of Allied air units in this one. In fact, I think a couple of the scenarios are totally Allied air units and landings. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this. I will most likely have to play this solo over a couple of months period. Here is a setup chart. This one says the Allied Organizational Chart 2, landing waves, and it says continued. So I've obviously jumped ahead. Here's a couple more of those cards. I'll tell you, those are really nice cards, and those really truly help. If you're anything like me, I'm a history buff, but I do not memorize divisions and battalion designations, and I don't know these by sight. So a good game for me has to really have a card like this, or I'm going to struggle to set it up. Man, that's a lot of counters to be controlling. And then here's a reinforcement card, good thick stock. You can see German reinforcements, and then these are Allied, so you're going to lay that out and then know what turns, what comes in on what turns. So let's go ahead and pull out all of these. Yeah, there's another counter sheet. Yeah, we've already seen a lot. Man, those counters are awesome. Here's another setup. Allied airdrops. So here's where I was talking about the different Allied airdrops, landing waves. There's gliders. Look at that. You can see let me get that to focus in. Sorry, guys. Those Allied gliders there. Really cool. Wow. That's a big game. And I knew it was a big game. I've done research on this, and when I found it for so cheaply, I jumped on it so quickly that wasn't anything stopping me. So here's the maps. Why don't we do this? I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm going to open a couple of these and lay them out side by side, just so that you can get a feel for them. But here's one of the beaches. There's a scatter diagram, so that's going to be used when you're doing your airdrops. or my guess is also potentially with your naval fire support. But I'll read that in the rules. Let me go ahead and pause the video for a minute, and I'm going to lay a couple of these out. Okay, sorry, it took me a couple minutes to get set up, but there are 4 22 by 34 inch maps in the game. Here I've got them all laid out so that you can see their beauty. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the camera and kind of step back so you guys can see the massive scale of this game. So up here on the left, this is Utah Beach. There's Carentan in the middle, kind of right there, just to give you a little bit of scale. And sorry for the glare, it's in the middle of the day. Probably would have been better at night. But here as you go up, you can see there's Omaha Beach at the top, right there. So Utah and Omaha there are the American beaches. But just look at the scale of that map. I mean, that's huge. It's just utterly huge. I don't even know what to say, but here we'll keep going down the coast. And here are Juneau Golden Sword. Swords here on the very right. There. Juneau is in the center and gold is on the left. But once again, just look at the scale. And I'm going to kind of come back here and look back. That is 4 full maps, folks, laid out on my table. I'm actually glad I have a table that fits it. It would work. Got to get Alexander over here and play this. We'll have to start with some of the smaller scenarios in order to become familiar with the system. But overall, just looking at this game, I did a lot of research on it, and I knew that I wanted it. One of the reasons is the maps. Maps are gorgeous. They're very functional. Small hexes, but once again, the counters are small on the smaller side. Let me just give you a little bit of detail. Wow, it's just amazing. This is a very high quality game, and to be honest, for $75, I got a steal. I think this normally retailed for $120. So here's Can. Where am I at here? Sorry, I've got the tripod on it. There's Can right there. Really amazing, big sweeping map. I did want to show you a couple other things here. Let me go ahead and just show you the back of the box. So here's the back of the box, just kind of it says medium complexity and medium solitaire suitability. So once again, kind of a playable monster, I guess is what I would say. The components include the series rulebook, standard combat series rulebook, version 1.7, the Day of Days specific rulebook, and the scenario book. That's what I showed you the very first. 4 11 by 17 setup charts. Those are the charts that show when troops are coming. Once again, very, very helpful. The 4 huge maps, 22 by 34, 8 total counter sheets. I think I said 6 or 7, but there are 8. 2 6-sided dice. I also will talk about, I've sent out a request to Nicholas Escubi. Sorry if I butchered your name there, Nicholas. He is the artist for this map, as well as a lot of other MMP. I think he's a staff artist. He's a Spanish gentleman, and I'm telling you, he's really, really good. So I sent a request to him for an interview, just to get kind of an inside look at how wargame graphic artists live, what they do, how they work. One other thing I want to say about the game, with the scenarios, you can play any number of scenarios. You can play D-Day for each of the beaches. You can play the whole enchilada, which is the entire invasion. You can do D+1 for each of those beaches. And then, like I said, there are scenarios that focus on airborne landings here in the flooded causeways in the Carentan Peninsula. Really kind of an interesting part. I'm trying to remember where, let me see if I can find where Pegasus Bridge is. I'm not great with my geography. It all kind of runs together when I look at this, but that's on here too. If you know that that story, somebody's probably saying, "Hey, idiot, it's over there." There's Saint Mare Glisse, Saint Mare du Mans. So it's all here. All the names that we recognize and understand and know from wargaming and reading, it's all here. So there you have it. There is Day of Days from Day of Days, The Invasion of Normandy from Multi-Man Publishing. My third Multi-Man Publishing game, and I'm pretty excited to get this to the table and try it out. I've got so many games now, though, it's just getting harder and harder to give time to it. But anyway, there you go. I would say this is a high-quality war game that is playable, but has a huge size. If you're interested in this kind of thing, if you're interested in the D-Day invasion and the landings, Operation Overlord, etc., I would say get your hands on this. I didn't see any other on the geek market that were reasonably priced, but once again, just keep checking back, and I'm sure you can find one. I was so excited because this one was unpunched. So there you have it, Day of Days, The Invasion of Normandy 1944. Thanks for watching. Look for a series of AARs over the next couple of months, as well as maybe a review and also a video review with our initial thoughts after our first play. But right now we've got a lot of other games going on. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side.